Welcome, everybody, to a new edition of Cold Blooded Conversations. It's your host, Wally and Johnny. Sorry, guys, we've been kind of busy on the Speedway story side here lately. Not really much to talk about on the Kingdom side up until here recently. Hopefully, everybody's been doing good and stuff. But yeah, I got some news to share with everybody that I found myself personally to share. What's up, Daniel? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, good to see you, brother.
But yeah, so to start off with, big Tinley show this weekend over in Tinley Park. This is like the granddaddy of reptile shows and everything else. Anybody that breeds reptiles, pretty much, and your YouTube famous reptile people, this is where they go and hang out and everything this weekend. This is the first one of the year. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend over there for that. There's a bunch of local reptile shows coming up around my area here in Ohio. Got like four or five within the next month or so. But there's a lot of people. Actually, a former guest of Cold Blooded Conversations, Mr. Steve Nelson of Reptile I Am. He's going to be over there this weekend, catching up with everybody and stuff, and filming for his channel and everything else. But yeah, that's the big news there on that side. And other news that kind of hits me and Johnny close. One of the guys we grew up, we've been watching. I know I've been watching since the day of Snakebite TV when he first started out on YouTube. Same with Johnny.
Yeah.
Brian Barchek. I just found out over this last week, Lori is dying. His wife is, well, his widow is downsizing their breeding projects and everything else, which I understand. I get. Um, they're wanting to expand the original Reptarium again too. On top of that, she's keeping like 20 or up to about 50 different breeding pairs and stuff of the different snakes that they keep and everything. And she's just downsizing because besides running the Reptarium, trying to do the snake breeding and the geckos and all that stuff breeding. Plus, they have the Legacy Aquarium, which is the Reptarium and the Sea Aquarium side of things that they're running. So, I mean, I understand, but for me, like me and Johnny were talking backstage, that kind of hits home because that's what got me into wanting besides Steve Irwin and stuff like that, wanting reptiles to get into and understanding reptiles and everything was because of this man and because of Lori. But it's kind of heartbreaking to see the downsize of what made them who they are.
It
You know what I mean?
it's the changing of an era.
It is. It really is. And that's like two. If you follow him on the Brian Barchuk channel, you'll notice there's a lot of different faces compared to what used to be, other than a few. They've a lot of people's either had change of careers, jobs because of things they had to do, which is understandable and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Johnny said, it's a change of time, new era, and a lot of things happened after. It's hard. Brian uh, died of cancer and everything else. I mean, pancreatic cancer, and it hit the whole world hard. So it was one of those deals. They had to do stuff to change and to continue on his legacy, but not end his legacy per se. So I get where she's coming from. I'll give a shameless plug on here. BHB Reptiles, BHB.com. If you're interested in any of the animals and stuff, it's or go to Brian Barchek's YouTube channel. The links are all in it. You can go online, purchase one of Brian and Lori's world famous snakes or leopard geckos or crested geckos or anything that they've done, and gargoyles. Um, Help support a cause that, like I said, she's wanting to expand the Reptarium more. They're trying to build into more with the times, basically. Like Johnny said, they're just wanting to expand. She's wanting to get some more mammals to bring in to help educate people on that, besides the reptiles and the sharks and all the ocean life that they have, which is cool. I love it because she's looking at the big picture of the educational side, and that's something that Brian was huge on. He became a huge ambassador. I know people used to dog him and shit because of his previous stuff, where his channel was about, let's see who gets bit the most and everything else in the stuff. But up till the day he died, he became a great ambassador uh, for the community, sharing his wealth of knowledge of breeding the snakes, always learning himself. I mean, you can't fault the guy for nothing. So, and that's the guy that got Johnny into his leopard gecko stuff. So, I mean,
Yes.
he's hit somebody somewhere with not only just snakes and everything else. Johnny's a prime example of getting into because of him, because of leopard geckos. It's a passion that we have, and it's there. I love keeping them. You guys have seen on the channel pretty much all my stuff, other than my iguana, of course. I haven't had him out in a long time. But normally this is they get about 12 hours of daylight and everything. So about 8 o'clock in the morning till about usually now, or 7:30 or so. So their lights are out and everything else. So it's not often that I have them out late. So, um, but yeah, that's part of the news that I had to share. Is it's just crazy to think a legacy like that's kind of dwindling down. But like you said, Johnny's opening a new era. So what do you think about the news on that I shared?
Uh, it's definitely a change. I hope that with going forward, I mean, I expect that no doubt the man made enough of a dent in what he did that it'll still be remembered as what it was.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I mean, the thing is, like I said, there between him, Steve Irwin, Kevin McCurley. What's up, Special? How you doing? But yeah, they those guys are
Hey, good to see you.
are huge animal ambassadors to the community, and Dingle Dinkelman's another one. We've lost three out of
Yeah,
that five that I named. We don't
yeah,
have Steve Irwin no more. We don't have Brian Barczyk, and we don't have Dingo. So I mean, three living legends that Steve Irwin actually was their mentor. That's what got them started in this stuff. So I mean,
yeah.
they've all, it's all hit everybody in the community differently, and we all lose our heroes sometime. I mean, not only in the
Hmm.
animal kingdom, but just in life in general. So
It it makes me realize that being faceted in the reality that we live, right? We get used to these figures and how much they make an indent and an impact in what we have an interest in.
yeah.
And you know, there's a famous saying that goes along with that we don't realize what we have until it's not here anymore.
Well, that not only the with that kind of deal. I lost all respect for when all the dirt came out on the crap Jack Hanna pulled. I used to look up for him because he was right here in my home state. He
I
was in
grew
a,
up watching that man's videos.
and the bad part is he was listed in a huge ass scandal and stuff. And I lost respect for that ordeal because the truth, his family actually admitted that he was part of that shit.
I don't sit too well.
No, and that's the thing, and that's just there's so much out there. Um, But there's the thing on another thing I've noticed too, Johnny, in the community, especially a lot of the pages I follow and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people don't want to be in this community anymore because there's so much hate in it. Everybody's jealous of everybody. It is honestly in the reptile community right now. There's more jealousy, it seems like, than in the real world.
So that's what gets me is you are in a profession and an interest in life that boasts on the appreciation of nature and the appreciation of the beauty of nature. Whereas you just said the character of some of these people is acting outright opposite to that.
It is, and the bad part is it's back to again. It's a jealousy thing, man.
If
That
you're in it for
that
the
that
appreciation of nature, why are you
well,
boasting about how much you hate this person or hate that person? It makes no sense.
well, and then that or it's got to that point where it's like every day too. You're you're an internet tough guy until you're face to face, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's just sad because besides Brian and them, there's a lot of guys I look up to and stuff, and because they were all part of this tight knit group, a lot of them are no longer on speaking terms with each other, nothing else, because this person did this or this happened here or this person did that, and it's like, dude, this is why the community is getting divided. Besides the idiot keepers out there that are already putting a black mark on the community for piss poor keeping, um, being idiots, on YouTube and shit with stupid shit doesn't help matters none. And
True.
now you got some major ambassadors that were, I'd say before COVID and even a little after COVID, were huge ambassadors for the community. Now they're at each other's throats over shit, and it's not what it's supposed to be. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be a united front.
Well, in the long run, like what you just said there, in the long run, hopefully a lot of these people come to realize that what you built, what you strive to succeed in and build, is crumbling because of now what stained that profession, what stained that personality.
Well, not only that, you claim you want the younger generation to keep the hobby going, then fucking man up and follow what you say.
You got
Swallow
to
your
teach
god,
that shit. Yeah.
swallow your damn pride, and keep doing what you stated that it's your what you want to do out there.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Everybody, you don't have to like everybody, but we're all trying to do the same thing.
Well, it starts with if you don't like somebody, okay, maybe at least be professional with them when it comes to something that you have a passion in doing. But if you want to take that one
Exactly.
step further, then your passion is something to be enjoyed, not hated.
Right. But it's just got to the point. There's another guy that, I mean, I get it. There's certain people rub each other wrong, blah blah blah, whatever. But we're at the end of the day, we're here to pass it on to the younger generation. And if we don't do that, it's just like anything. Motorsports, if we don't get the younger involved, reptiles and animals, just in animals in general, not just the reptile community,
Yeah.
just in general, you the passion will be dead. There will
Well,
be nothing left when we're gone.
once again, it kind of goes into that point earlier about if you have an appreciation for nature and an affinity for the life of these creatures, then it that alone is such a pure attribute that it would mold somebody to what they're doing, why they're doing it, who they are doing it. Um, if you're truly about that, then the last thing it creates is a hateful person.
Right, and it's just getting to the point anymore. It's getting ugly, and some of these, and the bad part is some of these reptile shows, they don't screen the people that come to these shows. They don't check and see how their animal welfare is. They're there. It's a money grab, man. It's all it is.
That is a
And
prime example.
there's no well-being for the animal like there should be. I get doing shows and stuff, but still, try to keep it somewhat. Must bless you. And try to keep it civil for the animals. Keep it, Yes, I get you're putting them in deli cups and shit like that, but take care of them. Make them where they're healthy when you bring them into the shows. Don't bring them. You're not taking care of them because they got might or they're underweight or they look like they're under they're about dead. And you see
Oh,
that, and the sad part is you see this. This is where the shit people post and talk about. This is where everybody wants to be the hero, but yet because a certain person said the same thing, well, I retract my statements.
it it goes into that aspect that somebody will look at something like that and be like, well, how can I make a difference? Well, with a million of people saying that, if all you did make a difference, it would make a difference.
Right. And the bad part is a lot of these motherfuckers has got a name in the community that some of them are getting called out on their piss poor husbandry and shit. That's the bad part. Or they're because they're at differences with other people, they disagree with the same comment,
Well, it
or
once
the
again,
well-being of the animals. And it's like that's not what we're here for. We're here to stay united.
goes into the true passion for why you're even doing something. Why are
Right.
you even in this field? Because you act like you appreciate it, or because you truly appreciate what you're doing, and nothing else of that matters.
Right. And I'll be honest with you. One of the guys I really like, Kevin McCurley. Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with the way he keeps his retics and stuff in the big, PVC enclosures and shit like that. But you know what? Those snakes are healthy.
Mm,
There's that. His monitors. This is the guy I told you is the monitor whisperer. As soon as the monitors come out of the egg, he's already getting them used to people.
yeah.
His shit is taken care of.
He-
Yes, back in the day, he had, like everybody else, when they're learning, you're gonna have the sicknesses, the stuff that's gonna happen. But he's man enough to admit he's made those mistakes and learn from them,
I mean,
and
I did
that
with
what
the
makes
leopard
me
geckos.
appreciate him. That's what makes me appreciate him more is because yes, he's fucked up many a times in his animal career and everything else, but he's not afraid to admit he's made mistakes.
See, that is, I know people have said it as stereotype, but it literally, the meaning of that stereotype is where it counts, right? If you can admit that you made a mistake somewhere and analyze where you made the mistake, so that you can act forward, so it hopefully doesn't happen again or happens as little as possible. That's the true
Right.
meaning behind that.
That's just like Tom Crutchfield's another one. The man will admit he's made mistakes. Yes, I love what he does with his stuff, but he's also got the areas and the land to do what he does, to give animals, you know, the kind of the outdoor feelings that they have and stuff. But some of us aren't fortunate enough to have those kind of deals, but still make it where healthy animals they're taken care of and everything else. That's another one between him and his wife dealing with health issues. He's another idol that I look up to that one day is not going to be here, man. And he's like the god of venomous and the monitors besides McCurley. I mean, it's just we're losing the good people and replacing
Yeah.
them with shitty people.
See, well, that's the thing. I saw a lot of these people with the inspiration of, I want to have the next generation learn from what I'm doing. Well, with the next generation coming up and replacing, like you just said, being shitty people, what kind of a slap in the face is it to these people that tried to pave the way for goodness to happen?
Animal conversation. Biggest slap in the face to the person right now on a lot of them. Steve Irwin was the largest worldwide known person, and these people are basically slapping him in the fucking face while he's dead.
You want to make the
Literally.
man proud? Do proud by him then.
I get getting into the business. You can make money at this, but like a lot of them said, and I watched them get away from it. The passion is what drives you to make this to where you do it. Even as a business, you have to keep that passion alive. If not, it all dies. And there's a lot of ball python breeders, dude. You won't believe how many's getting out of the ball python breeding, selling their collections off left and right now.
I can imagine. I
It
can
is
imagine.
insane. One of the guys that I follow and everything else, I get why he's doing it. He's got some health issues because he don't know from day to day what's going to happen with the way his health's been. But he's another one because he rubbed some people wrong in the business. And yeah, they care that he needs to stay healthy and stuff, but at the same time, they don't want to do business with him and carry on. Some of his projects he does. I get everybody's got their own stuff, but still, back to I thought we were supposed to support each other in this. Is what it boils down to. And he's got his whole collection up for sale, and he just started posting it this week on his YouTube channel. I'll send you the link for that too. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of them you see. You get on Morph Market right now. You type in collections for sale. There's like 20 some people right now that are selling their collections off. Racks and everything, snakes and all included. Yeah. There's even a guy on there that's selling his leopard gecko breeding colony with everything, the
Heartbreaking
racks,
to see.
and I get it. I mean, times has changed, prices and stuff, but also their thing of it is they've tried to a couple of them. I've read some of the comments on their YouTube channels. Their passion has died because of so much negativity now, and that's sad. That is sad.
That is one thing that I've learned from just a side note from personal perspective about let's say what I'm doing over on mine.
Right.
If you have any negativity anywhere, try to keep coming up. It's going to create a struggle. You either have to snip it in the ass while you can, or it's going to ruin what you do.
Well, I mean, I get trying, and some of these guys are families working full time jobs, plus trying to do this as a business when they get done. I get being tired, but a lot of these ones that are up for sale are businesses. They're legit. They made them their business, and it's got to the point that they don't want to do it no more, and it's sad to see. It really is.
It is, man. It drains people until they have nothing left to them, so they just bottom out because they don't want to do it anymore. They don't want to deal with it anymore.
And the sad part is, that's what's I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what just keeps me to where I keep them as pets right now with what I have. I'm not getting any bigger, just because I
Yeah,
see
man.
I see the other side, and I don't want to be that person. Say if I were to get into the breeding of the ball pythons or the bearded dragons or shit like that, I get too big too quick. I'll be just giving them away, and my passion dies, and then it just the care for the animals just go downhill, and I don't want that. So I'll just keep what I have as pets, enjoy them as long as I live and they live, and keep them up, take care of them, everything else, and share them with everybody that way. But other than that, I'm not gonna go to the business side of it. If I go any business side, anything, I would rather go to the motorsports side. Yes, that can
Yeah,
be a
man.
pain, but I would rather grow something that's going to continue, and there's actual, as much as I hate to say it, there's more support on that side of things than there is now compared to 6 years ago.
Oh, for sure.
COVID, I'm gonna be honest, COVID ruined a lot of shit, and it's really hit the reptile community hard. It really has.
It did. And I can't believe we're dealing with repercussions of this, like, what, years later?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's just, man, I mean, I understand. The cost of everything's gone through the roof. Supply and demand I mean, fuck, dude. 100 snakes, you feed them, you got babies and everything else. They usually eat every week, once a week.
Nope.
The cost of mice and rats and everything else, and then if you breed them yourself, the cost of feed, the cost of upkeep. It's like doubled and tripled in some areas. It just depends on where you're at. Some of it's just ridiculous.
See, that's something that's mind blowing to see even as I've gotten as old as I am and still being in only my 20s. When I was younger, like littler, mice and rats were something that you could just abundantly take care of without little to no cost.
Yeah, now these people are got 300-400 snakes, 100 snakes, and they got small, the breeding rat colonies, and everything else, and just the cost of the feed and everything else for that stuff. But the other thing of it is, what's hurting this bullshit is back to your irresponsible people, and you got the. As much as I hate this, is the only time a show gets politics brought up is during the reptile stuff. Is they're sticking their nose in there because of irresponsible people, and it's chasing people off because they're making these laws that are getting it to where we can't keep this stuff because we have irresponsible people. So it's pushing more and more people out of the community. Um, some places, Florida's a prime example.
Yeah,
They can't keep any big snakes anymore. They can keep boas, but now retics and what was it else? Burmese, tegus. If you weren't grandfathered in when the laws passed, you cannot keep them.
oh, because I think some of those species actually became invasively native to Florida now because people let them loose.
Yeah, well, and then the Burmese, that's the biggest problem because of that breeding facility and the irresponsible people. They see, like people say, and this is where the big corporate pet chains come in, and they're at fault as well. They do not properly educate people on the size of these animals. Oh, look, you
Yeah.
got a little cute Burmese python here. Yeah, asshole. Tell him it gets 18, 20 foot long and eats whole rabbits and, baby pigs. No, they don't do that. All they see is the dollar sign. And then if people get them, they fucking hit 8 foot long. Well, we can't afford to keep them no more. So guess what? We either turn them loose or they just let them die because they don't take care of them anymore. Majority of the time, they get loose in the wild.
Yeah. Well, once again, Florida now has new species actually integrated into its state popularity that were introduced because of that reason. So many people let their pets go that it now has a new invasive species that isn't even native to there, but now thrives there.
South Carolina is dealing with the black and white tegus now. They're outlawed in South Carolina. Yeah, they're an invasive species now in South Carolina. Alabama and a few other states, you can't even keep hognose snakes, raise them or sell them there because it's a native species and you're not allowed to have them. Even though most of the common hognoses are the western hognoses, not an eastern, western, but you can't have any hognose snakes in some of those states. There's a few other states that are like that too, because it's a native species. That's like here in Ohio. You can get a permit and file for permit and stuff. You can keep it native stuff, but once again, you're paying the money to keep the stuff to the government, let alone just buying it off of a breeder and being responsible for it. Everywhere, a lot of states are like that. And then that's where USARKs come in. They're battling for the good people, but you always got these assholes that are uneducated, and it's a fear mongrel thing that are here. We're going to make it where we're outlawing everything. Next thing it's going to be cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And the sad part is, as much as I hate to admit it, cats need outlawed. They're the most feral animal right now on the face of the earth that is actually destroying the ecosystem worse than any of these other animals. And it's been proven. The Burmese pythons aren't even in Florida putting a dent in the ecosystem like wild pet cats.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The problem traces all the way back to one commoncy. is that people allow that to happen.
Hmm. And they don't care about the cats because it's a normal thing. Everybody keeps them. Reptiles is because people aren't educated on them, so they're gonna make it that way.
Well,
I
that
get they're hurting the system, but yeah, it's been proven feral cats are the most destructive ecosystem in the world, and it's sad.
well, yeah.
Used to be a common house pet is now one of the most ecosystem besides us humans that behind us that destroys the ecosystem.
Hmm. Well, it goes into literally portraying character of people, right? Why that even happened, why people allowed it to happen. Total transparency.
My neighborhood's overran with cats. Everywhere you turn, there's 5 or 6 fucking cats running the street.
It, it amazes me because as a public, you hear the major public of we want to do better, we want to avoid the problem. Really, if that was the mindset, the problem would have never existed.
Right.
So, as much as people say that, then it's not really coming out in the work.
We're our own worst enemy. We are. We are the world's worst enemy, and it's no
Uh,
lie.
Which I see that for a lot of different things. The basic concept of people having activists and speakers for problems, but yet the problem still exists. It's like, okay, if you truly wanted to end that problem, why is it still happening?
Right. And it's just like the whole. And the bad part is, it's the politics sides of things too.
Sadly, yeah. Uh,
Yeah. It's a shame. But yeah, the animal world, we ourselves are a cause of a lot of it. But at the same time, it could be done. But like I said, it just comes back to the education side, and a lot of people just doesn't want to learn the shit. That's the problem.
you know, that,
If
that's
it
why I
doesn't,
talked about.
if it
Huh?
don't hold the almighty dollar sign to it, nobody cares.
No.
A lot of these people, they don't care. That's
Yeah.
why shit up. That's why shit in Africa's killed and everything else, and being
Oh,
poached.
yeah.
It's money. Money is the root of all evils when it comes to this stuff.
People look at any endangered animal and think dollar sign immediately, and then make it totally extinct.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's a shame, man. It really is.
Yeah. I think once again in the past 20 something years I've been alive, we've already said goodbye to countless number of species that just went off the map.
Well, and that's like in the reptile community. There's a lot of the animals that have been known to be extinct brought back because of breeding programs. But when you got people fighting in the community over stupid shit, this stuff it's gonna start failing again.
Yes. You cannot have a successful chain of cooperation when there is any link of what's the word I'm looking for? Any link of headbuttle. You can't have people in any part of it that want to go against that out of even whether out of frustration, out of selfishness, for any reason, and think that
Right,
that system's going to work because that one aspect is going to make that whole thing topple.
right. It's just insane the way that is, man. It sucks that it's like that.
Yeah, you can have a million people with great ambitions, be it one person with bad ambitions that's stubborn enough to see them through. It's going to make sure that they ruin that whole operation.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, and that's what I like about a lot of the channels that I follow, man. The passion that's there. Um, and I'm really getting big into his channel more and more now, and that's Chandler's Wildlife. I mean, that man's really down there in Florida hitting the conservation for a lot of stuff, and him. What's up, Scorpio? How's it going?
Okay, good to see you.
But him, Stone's World. This dude, I'll send you a link for him too. You ought to check out his facility. He
Yeah.
actually for his job, he builds custom tiki huts, and he made on his property, dude. He's got custom tiki huts everywhere. What's up, Smoke?
Well, good to see you, brother.
But yeah, it's just interesting the way, and they get judged like Chandler because the way he acts a goofball when he's doing his stuff, but at the same time he's being cautious.
To me, it's hard to walk that fine line where you're trying to not be so out of it that you don't know what you're doing, but at the same time not be such a serious ass
Right.
that you aren't having fun with your job.
He keeps it interesting, I guess. He has lost a finger because he's been bit by a venomous snake, but he's learned.
I was gonna say that was that man's own lesson to learn. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, there's people like him. There's all kinds of people out there. You can watch and learn stuff because they keep different things, and it's neat to see. But there's
For sure.
also there's too much negativity now building back up again in the community.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's like almost anywhere too. But still, I
Give,
mean, it's awesome to see.
give, give me 1 second, Wally, brother. I hate to do this, but I'm being
Oh,
something here real quick.
yeah, you're good, man.
Thank you. 1 second.
But yeah, it's just out there. Everybody needs to stay together. We need to stick together. That's just like the coal culture. We got people that are trying to ruin that aspect of the car culture because people want to be idiots and everything else. So I mean, it's and you just got to stick together. I mean, put our differences aside and just let it keep growing and everything. So. Yeah, and just see how it goes, and just got to keep like I said, keep working and everything else, and keep the community tight knit and put our differences aside. I mean, it's just getting worse. I keep seeing more and more and more of it that's out there. And it makes it hard. I mean, like a little guy like me, I've always talked about wanting to have a kind of a pet store, everything else. I'll definitely do that, Scorpio. I'll definitely check that out, man. Thank you for letting me know about that. But yeah, it's just gonna take a whole community to get together and everything and do everything. Hey Wells, what's happening? How you doing tonight, buddy? But yeah, it's just one of those deals, man. I keep like I said earlier, I'd rather not get into that side of it and just keep mine for pets and everything because I see too much division now. It's more divided now than it's ever been, and it just keeps getting worse, and it drives me up the wall. But does anybody in the chat actually have any questions or anything I might be able to answer while I'm waiting on Johnny to get back? Um, but yeah, it's just I'm gonna have to start getting some links together for you guys. Go check out some of these channels that I really like, and they're pretty educational stuff. If you're into that stuff, but yeah, I just like I said, I'm seeing more and more division, and it's getting sad out there. Bad part is it's not only the reptile community. I see it everywhere. Um, even here on the social media platforms, everybody, I get it. Everybody's got their thing, and not everybody gets along. But at the same time, when there's a good cause for stuff, everybody needs to put their differences aside and come together for things. It's just what it is, and that's how it needs to be. Um, where's he at? He's sleeping. I was gonna say I'd get one of my beardies out, but he's sleeping. They're both sleeping, so unfortunately. Well, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, that's the thing. We just everywhere we gotta just stick together, or we're not gonna have nothing. There won't be nothing to do. I mean, here lately, it's just everything's been different. So do that. But yeah, it's just plus two. Just shameless plug here lately. Besides doing the shows on Monday for me for Speedway Stories. Um, oh, nice. Do you know what kind of snakes they got, Scorpion or Scorpio? What kind of snakes they raise? But yeah, it's just. But like I said, besides doing this show and Speedway Stories, I've actually dabbled in. It was debuted last Friday. I do. It's called Wally's Motorsports Room. It's basically a Friday night hangout, talk shop, talk all things that has a motor and cars, wheels and tires. Just hang out and shoot the shit with their. Oh, nice! Heck yeah, man. Are they ball pythons or like Burmese or retics? Pythons. So it's probably ball pythons if they're in Maryland, maybe. That's cool though. It's a neat passion, dude. I love it. I've got four myself, so along with three beardies and a leopard gecko and iguana. My son's got a turtle. Mm, but yeah, it's they're cool. Hell yeah, man, that's cool. I love it. It's neat to have them. They're cool. Every one of them's got their own personality, like a human. Um, got ones that like a couple of my snakes. You can sit and hold them all day long. They'll curl up and sit right in your hands, like a little fucking cinnamon roll. And then you got a couple. So now that's something there. Raising the venomous snakes that takes a lot of patience, a lot of reactions. Just you got to be extremely careful. Ooh. Yeah, it happens with it if you're not careful with them, man. I mean, there's people out there that do. It just depends on the venomous style snakes you keep and everything. There's people that you can actually build up an allergic reaction to the stuff, and just getting dust particles. What's that now? What kind did he? Do you know what kind he got bit by? Well, that's crazy. But yeah, there's guys out there. I mean, they've like I said, they built an allergy up. So when they're cleaning their cages and stuff, and just the dust particles, they can die from it. One of the guys that I idolized, Dingle Dinkelman, he had such an allergic reaction to venom that anti venom and stuff didn't even help him. Man, it got him. Yeah, the copperheads constantly getting bit by those. Yeah, those are common, man, and that's a common snake too. That a lot of people keep in the venomous trade. That it just affects everybody different. And then, of course, like you said in the comment, you get bit too many times, your body starts to reject its own anti venom, and then the actual anti venom they have for them, it'll mess up your nervous system or your hands or any part of your body and stuff, depending on what it is. Because you've also got ones that'll attack your nervous system. You got ones that'll attack your bloodstream. Um, you got ones that it'll attack every organ in your body. There's one of the venomous snakes out there right now that once you're bit by it, you start bleeding out of pretty much every hole and orifice in your body from it because it attacks your whole nervous system and bloodstream. Um, and there's been people out and these are out in the real world that it's happened to. A lot of them, it'll mess with your nerves and everything real bad, man. Um, Especially if you're bit multiple times on your hands and shit, it'll get rid of the functionality of the nervous system and stuff in your hand. But yeah, but that's like the people overseas, like in Thailand, China, and the rice paddies and stuff like that, getting bit by cobras and other venomous snakes because there's no cure for them. And the bad part is a lot of the bites happen just because people stumble upon them. And there's nothing they can do about it, the leading cause of deaths from it. So I mean, it makes it hard. I like my venomous from a distance. I'd rather see somebody else keep them that's been doing them for years. Um, I like my favorite venomous though is I like the rattlesnakes, just because they're unique. It's Mother's Nature's warning label with the rattles on them, and just the different breeds of that are actually in the wild that you can go see in the wild. It's different states and everything else, especially here in the United States. Um, to see them, those are my favorites. My next favorite is I got quite a bit, but yeah, my number one. The copperheads they're cool. They're different. They're a common one too. That especially in the southern states and everything else, they're them and the water moccasins. Good old cottonmouths. They're neat to look at from a distance. I mean, they're cool. The patterns they have, the different variations in areas that they live in, how they adapt. That's just like some snakes, even the non-venomous, is adapted to the style of the rattlesnakes. If they're in a bunch of leaves or brush, they can take their tail and make like the noise with them to try to warn predators off, or even people. But yeah, everything adapts. There's the scarlet snake, king snakes, milk snakes. They've actually some of them take the patterns of a coral snake. Does the red, yellow, and black. But yeah, you just gotta know. Best thing to do is admire nature from a distance, unless you know what you're dealing with, because they've all evolved to the point now. You really don't know what you're dealing with. It's gotten that far and the evolving of them. But yeah, the snakes, especially snakes. It's amazing creatures. Alligators, anything in the crocodilian family. Mongooses are cool. That is a king cobra's worst enemy right there. They can take multiple bites. They've got an immune system for some reason to the venomous snakes, man. It's something else to see them. I actually see National Geographic where they filmed that. So yeah, fighting them snakes, it's insane. And the bad part is that's one of the mongooses. Believe it or not, Scorpio is one of their main diets is those snakes. And I would have never thought that until I read up on it. There he is. But yeah, there's actually a few, and then that's like for venomous, another ones that are notorious for kind of weeding them out and everything else. your indigo snakes, king snakes. They're known. They'll eat rattlesnakes and everything else. They're more of a constrictor style snake. But yeah, it just Mother Nature's pretty amazing stuff, man. It's just if you want to learn. Yeah, Scorpio said we missed you, Johnny. You're fired.
Oh, just doing this chat for a while. Yeah.
But yeah, it's neat, man. It's just people need to take their time, like we were talking, just to understand, but also put their differences aside. I mean, it's just there's so much to learn about the animal kingdom that is still untapped. I'm still learning new stuff. I'm sure Johnny's still learning stuff. So
Oh, definitely.
I mean, it's there. So Scorpio was talking about he had a buddy that used to keep copperheads, and now his nervous system's messed up because he's gotten bit so many times where you were going.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
I was telling him too while you were gone that that they could build up. You can build up an allergic reaction to them, like a bee
Mm,
sting, because some
mm.
of them, like your people don't realize hognose snakes. Did you know they're rear fang venomous? Yes. They literally have to chew on you to actually inject the venom in you. But yeah, they have rear fangs that have venom in them, and they're one of the most common snakes kept in the pet trade. Yeah,
Huh.
them mangrove snakes. See what else? There's quite a few rear fang snakes that are out there, but they're not as bad as like your rattlesnake, your cobra, unless you literally have an allergic reaction to like a bee sting or the venom. But yes, hognose snakes actually are a rear fang venomous snake.
Huh.
It's pretty neat. When you get a chance, you got to look that up and read up on that, Johnny. It's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty wild. And they're the next popular snake in the pet trade behind ball pythons and corn snakes. Then you got the hognose snakes.
Huh.
That and the other news I wanted to share, they've been doing studies now, Johnny, that monitors possibly even have some venom in their glands for digesting, out in the wild, the raw carcasses. It's a help to break down stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
It's not Glick's show tonight, Harley Dad. Sorry.
Huh.
But yeah, they've actually been doing research on them that most of the monitors actually have small venom glands, and I never knew that. But it's to help, from what they're saying, is to help with their digestion. Komodo dragons, they thought it was because of all the nasty bacteria in the mouth. They found out they actually have them. That's how it got them to study about monitors, is because of Komodo dragons out in the wild.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
See, I'm seeing a little bit of that here. I I only thought that they had like a bacterial saliva situation.
Right. Well, and that's Gila monsters. They're the same way. They bite you and everything else. They still say they won't kill you right away unless you're allergic to like a bee sting or venom. But they'll say they'll wish you were dead once you get when you get bit by them because the pain's so bad.
Oh yeah.
Between them and the Mexican beaded lizards, which is Mexico's, and they're bigger than Gila monsters that you find in Arizona and Texas. Mexican beaded lizards they get bigger than a Gila monster.
Okay.
Yep. Those are another lizard that I'd like to have if it wasn't for them being venomous. They're pretty. Their colors are neat. The orange and black, or
Yeah.
the Mexican beaded lizard. You can get them in all black or have them black and white.
Oh
It's
hell yeah.
pretty cool. So
Hell
You got any,
yeah.
you got anything else you want to add before we wrap this show up for tonight?
I think it's been an awesome conversation tonight, brother. I got to learn a couple of things new.
Yeah. No, like I said, I've just this past week caught a couple of my channels I've been following. I still got a lot to catch up on, but they've actually been Scorpio. They've been hunting iguanas like left and right here lately, getting
Mm.
rid of them. So,
Oh
but
yeah.
other than that, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for all tuning in for Cold Blooded Conversations tonight.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate everybody in the chat that come in and stuff and hanging out and talking with us and everything. Johnny, once again. Oh yeah, they fall out of the tree. They go into a cold shock.
Yep.
So, um, but yeah, other than that, I think it went pretty good tonight for not doing it for almost
Awesome.
2 months.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
But yeah, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. I'm gonna have my and Johnny are gonna have our new show that we started last Friday if everything goes through. It's called Wally's Motorsports World. It's shop talk. We sit and talk about anything that has tires and engines. Just get a bunch of guys together talking motorsports, talking dirt bikes, motorcycles, go karts, whatever, Formula One. Um, it's a little different than Speedway Stories, where I kind of do my interview thing and everything else. We catch up in the racing world, catch up in just everything in general that deals with a motor and stuff. So thank you, Harley Dad. Thank you, Scorpio. I appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah. It's
But
you
yeah,
guys.
that's the new show. Me and Johnny are gonna dabble in. I think it went pretty good last week. We had a good turnout for who everybody come up. Scorpio, I will definitely check out your buddy's car, man. I appreciate you for turning me on to that. But yeah, and then Saturday night is nonsensical nonsense where we have the open door challenge. Everybody comes up, hangs out like we do every Saturday night, 6 hours of shenanigans and everything else. Sunday should have unnecessary roughness with Glick and Rick, and then Kayla and Glick has their new show Under the Veil, which is talking paranormal and everything else, kind of the ghostly side of things, and that is Sunday night. Then Monday we got Glick's Drive-In. He has a guest. I can't remember the name of the guest. And then we're back here with Speedway Stories. I have a guest on the show. Me and Johnny do.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be able to pronounce the guy's last name. I have Mark DeGaramolo coming on, talking to motorsports and everything else. What his passion about it and stuff, and plus the car culture that he also shares with his dad and everything else. So there's a possibility he was saying his dad may be on the show with him as well. So we
Nice.
get a double dose for it. Tuesday night's Glick's House of Music. Wednesday night is Glick's Comedy Lounge. He will have a guest on there. I need to get with him and start getting a list of these guests because he's got them booked out for the two new shows until the end of April. And Thursday night, we're back here either with Cold Blooded Conversations or another special Speedway Stories. And that's the week coming up for you guys and everything else. And make sure you go down to the bio links down there in the bottom of the screen. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. There's, like I said, there's shows for everybody on here. Even if you go back and rewatch the videos, hit like and comment and stuff. Let us know how we're doing. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. And thank you guys for supporting the network. I mean, a lot of you are our regulars and stuff, and we got some new faces too on some of the new shows coming in. We're only going to keep getting better with 2026. So everybody have a great evening, and hope to see most of you guys in the Chatters Box tomorrow night or this weekend. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you guys later. Johnny, do not leave.
Okay.
You guys have a good one. Bye.